So this pen is very inexpensive, but it writes well. I don't know what is this, Mommy? It's kids.
The pen is mightier than the sword. I'm sure we've all heard that saying. It's a saying that actually goes back centuries. The Persians used it, the Greeks used it, and I believe later it was popularized in literature form because of a play. Let's ask ChatGPT. The pen is mightier than the sword. The saying, where is it originated from?
Saying the pen is mightier than the sword was first coined in its exact form by Edward Bulwer-Lytton in his 1839 play Richelieu or the Conspiracy. However, the idea that words or ideas have greater power than force goes back much further. For example, a similar idea appears in the 7th century Assyrian text called the Teachings of Ahikar, and Shakespeare also hinted at it in Hamlet around 1600.
Before it was penned, where did the philosophy originate from?
The idea that words or ideas are more powerful than force has very ancient roots. One of the earliest expressions comes from the Aramaic text called the Words of Ahikar from around the 5th century BCE, which emphasized that wise words surpass war. Later, Greek thinkers like Heraclitus also saw the power of rational discourse, and then in 1839, Bulwer-Lytton gave us the exact phrase in his play. So the philosophy is ancient, even though the exact wording is from the 19th century.
Now, I'm all for the saying, and there is a lot of truth and philosophy behind it. But in my context, what I wanted to say is that this pen is also mightier than my camera. Because before I get my camera out and press record, I need to come up with an idea or a concept that I want to film. For me to do that, I need a pen and a good old-fashioned notepad. And I will write down everything. I will dump everything out of my head. Whatever's in my head, I'll just dump it in paper. And then from that paper, I'll filter out everything that is nonsense and anything that makes sense or anything I could devise into an idea which will turn into a YouTube video. So basically, I use this pen to draw out a map for my content before I execute and press record on my camera. So a pen indeed is mightier than the sword, or in my case, mightier than my camera. So next time if you're stuck and you don't have an idea, you don't know what to make, what content to create, try getting a pen and a notepad and just jotting everything that is in your head down. Now, a lot of you watching might say, we live in an age where everything is digital. You have tablets, you have phones, you have laptops. Why do you need a pen? Well, that's personal preference, I guess. I personally find when I have a pen in my hand physically and a notepad, and I touch the paper with the pen, my brain makes this connection and it helps me. It fires up those signals to start thinking a bit more creatively. It helps me, and there's a flow as I'm writing. I may not be thinking about it constantly, but there's a flow as I'm writing and things start to come out of my head onto paper. I mean, even this so-called smart guy has a lot to say about pens.
Right here, this pen is an interesting example. It's the same thing, but it writes well. I like it. But I'm handing out to kids that don't even know what they're. What is this, Mommy? I said, I'd like to use your pen, but I can't have a gray thing with a big S on it. Bottom line is, they're better pens. It's a business story.
He may not follow the philosophy, he may not believe in the philosophy, but at least he loves a pen. Until the next one, take care.